I was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic about 4 years ago. Up until late 2009, I had steadily increased my diabetes oral medications until I was at the point where I was going to have to go insulin dependent if I did not get my glucose levels and associated A1C test scores under control. I had essentially maxed out oral medication options. About that time, my chiropractor became aware that I was a diabetic, and he told me about an all-natural supplement that was technically an anti-aging supplement, but that he had been hearing some amazing success stories about benefits that it was bringing to both insulin and non-insulin dependent diabetics. The product was Protandim, and it was from a company called LifeVantage. I did a lot of research on the supplement and decided that I would give it a try. For all you non-diabetics out there, let me explain that the primary way of understanding the state of a diabetic's health and their ability to manage their diabetes is a test called the A1C test. The A1C test serves as a marker for average blood glucose levels over previous months prior to the measurement, or, in layman terms, your body's ability to efficiently metabolize glucose. A poor A1C test indicates poor control of blood glucose levels. Poor control of blood glucose levels have been associated with cardiovascular disease, retinopathy, and countless other negative and potentially life-threatening symptoms and diseases. When I was diagnosed with diabetes about 4 years ago, my A1C score was 13.2. Considering you want your A1C test to be below 7, this was pretty bad. Through oral drugs, I was able to get the A1C down, but still was struggling to get below that 7 mark. In October of 2009, I was still at an unacceptable 8.9 when I started taking Protandim. Then you can see in April of 2010, my A1C lowered to 7.3, and then in October of 2010 finally got below 7 to 6.8. You can also see on this chart that in June of 2010, I also was able to start reducing my oral medications. This is a big win for a diabetic. There are actually two big side stories to this that are worth telling. In addition to being a diabetic, I have always fought high cholesterol levels. You can see on this chart that in April of 2010, my total cholesterol was at 225, and bad cholesterol, or LDL, was at 159. By October of 2010, my total cholesterol had gone down to a very acceptable 138, and my bad cholesterol had gone down to a respectable 77. This is a 39% reduction in total cholesterol and a 52% reduction in bad cholesterol. The second side story to my success with the Protandim product is that I had a fairly severe pain in both of my shoulders due to sports injuries and arthritis. About 3 months before I started taking Protandim, I essentially flipped a coin and decided to have my left shoulder operated on first to fix the injuries and to remove arthritis from the joint. I figured that I would have my right shoulder done about a year later, which would be sometime about now. After taking Protandim for about 3 months, I started to notice that I was having a reduction in pain from my right shoulder, the one that had not been surgically repaired. Now, after taking Protandim for almost a year, I've realized about an 80 to 90% reduction in pain from my right shoulder. At this point, I have no plans to proceed with the previously planned surgery to repair it. Obviously, I'm very happy with the Protandim product. You can see how it has made a material and positive change in my personal life. I've documented my diabetes success by publishing the actual lab result documents at the website link on the next page. Good luck, and I would love to hear of any of your personal Protandim success stories.